Hello, Aries, and hello to every soul listening right now. Let me ask you something. Have you ever suddenly woken up in the middle of the night, looked at the clock, and saw it sitting right between 3 and 5 a.m.? Your heart beats a little faster. The room is quiet, yet it carries a strange feeling as if an unseen force is calling your name. Most people would think it's just insomnia. But through the eyes of the universe, it is never a coincidence. It's a signal, a doorway being opened. And behind it lies a journey, one that not everyone is given the chance to walk through. Tonight, we'll step into that journey together, starting from what may seem like a small, simple moment when Aries wakes between 3 and 5 in the morning. Is it just a restless night, or is it a message sent straight to your heart? A quiet night, the sky covered in darkness, the whole world seems to be asleep. And yet, somewhere in your small room, your eyes suddenly open. No alarm, no sound, just an unexpected awakening. The clock points to 3 a.m. Your heart beats faster than usual. A strange current runs down your spine, leaving you both unsettled and unsure. In that moment, Aries, you can feel it, something that does not belong to this visible world. As if an unseen energy is wrapping around you, waiting for you to listen. Buddhism teaches that nothing in life is a coincidence. Everything happens because of the meeting of causes and conditions. Waking at this hour is not a trick of the body, not just insomnia. It is a reminder, a signal, a missing piece in the greater picture of your spiritual journey. In the eyes of the Dharma, that moment is like a mirror, reflecting yourself more clearly, showing you what you've forgotten and pointing you toward what you still must face. Have you ever asked yourself, why me? Why exactly at this hour when the sky is silent and the world still sleeps? It's not an easy question, and you don't need an answer right away. What matters is this: if the universe is patient enough to wake you, then what it wants to give must be sacred enough for you to pause and listen. In our modern lives, we rush so much that we forget the voice within. And so, in this fragile hour, the universe slips through the cracks of your busy days, reaching gently for your soul. It doesn't shout. It doesn't force. It speaks through silence to remind you that there is still a path waiting, still something unfinished. I've met many people who wake up during these sacred hours. Each one has a different story. Some are afraid, some feel lost, but others feel strangely comforted, as if being reminded that they are not alone. And what convinces me is this: all of them were being called, invited into a new journey, the journey of awakening. Aries, think back to the last time you woke up at this hour. What did your heart feel? Did it seem strange? Or did you feel as if an invisible hand was gently reaching out to you? Those experiences are not meaningless. They are signals sent from a place the eyes cannot see. If you've ever gone through something like this, I invite you to share it in the comments. Your story, no matter how small, could be the light for someone else. You may not realize it, but your simple words might give another soul comfort or even the courage to keep going. In Buddhism, to share is to plant seeds of compassion. Every time you tell your story, you are planting a seed in the heart of this world. Many people will say it's just biology, that the body naturally has its cycles. But I want to invite you to look deeper. Even in Buddhism, body and mind are never separate. A physical reaction can also be an echo from the soul. And if it repeats, if it happens again and again, then surely it carries a message. That message might be a warning, or it might be a gift. Place your hand on your chest and ask yourself, what have I been neglecting in my life? Am I really living true to myself, or have I only been running away? You may not have the answers yet, but the very act of asking opens a new doorway. So when you wake between 3 and 5 a.m., don't rush to turn on the light. Don't grab your phone. Just pause and listen. Listen to your heartbeat. Listen to your breath. Listen to the silence surrounding you. In that stillness, you may notice something whispering. Life is full of signals, but few people are brave enough to stop and decode them. And you, Aries, with your fiery heart and pioneering spirit, you are the one invited to take that first step. Do you dare to look at that message, as if gazing into a mirror reflecting the deepest parts of your soul? That moment is not just an odd disturbance. It is like the very first doorway, leading you out of the shadows of what you've always known and into the light of a new journey. A journey not everyone is fortunate enough to experience. So the question remains, is this just a sleep disorder? Or is it truly the beginning of a spiritual awakening that the universe has set aside for you, Aries? The sky before dawn always holds a mystery that words can hardly describe. When the light has not yet broken through the night, everything falls into its deepest silence. And it is in that silence that the human soul can touch the hidden layers of itself. And it is in this sacred window between 3 and 5 a.m. that you, Aries, suddenly wake, not by chance, not as a trick of biology, but as a calling from the universe opening a doorway for you to step into a new journey, the journey of spiritual awakening. The old ones used to say, when the night is darkest, the light begins to rise. In Buddhist teaching, these hours are known as the time of absolute stillness, when the purest energy flows through the cosmos. And in that stillness, the invisible walls between human and the divine seem to dissolve, so your heart can hear the echoes from its deepest core. The universe chooses this hour to awaken you, Aries, because you are ready, because the flame in your heart needs to be lit once more, not only to guide yourself, but to shine for those around you. Spiritual awakening is not loud. It is not punishment. It is like a gentle breeze that stirs a branch, making you suddenly aware that something has shifted. It is a gift one not everyone is given. When you are awakened at this hour, it means you've been chosen to see beyond the ordinary eyes of the world. You begin to sense layers of energy you never noticed before. You find new meaning in the smallest of things, and your intuition, already strong, becomes sharper than ever. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, are your dreams becoming more vivid? Do you sometimes glance at a situation and feel you already know what's about to unfold? That is not illusion. That is the universe handing you the ability to connect with the unseen so you can live more awake, more profound, and more deeply human. I remember a friend of mine, also an Aries, who told me he often woke during these hours. At first he was afraid, thinking it was only stress from daily worries. But slowly he began to write down whatever came to mind the moment he woke, a phrase, an image, a feeling he couldn't explain. Strangely, after months, those fragments pieced themselves into a map, leading him to a life-changing decision. A decision that didn't just alter his work, it opened a completely new path where he could finally be himself. That is the gift the universe is offering you. Don't dismiss the feelings that surface right after you wake. Keep a small notebook by your side. Anytime you wake between 3 and 5, write down whatever appears: a fleeting dream, a face, a phrase, even just a memory. Those fragments, Aries, might be the very keys to the journey you've been searching for. See this awakening as an invitation to sit with yourself. In today's restless world where life pulls us in every direction, rare are the moments we truly hear the voice of our own soul. So why not accept this gift? The universe has opened the doorway. The rest is whether you have the courage to step through. In the light of Buddhist wisdom, every awakening is an invitation. No one can walk it for you. But once you accept that invitation, the world before you will shine in a different way. You'll see that nothing around you is meaningless. A breeze, a flower, a glance all carry a message. Your intuition becomes the compass, guiding your soul toward deeper truth. Aries, you don't need to fear this change. Embrace it as you would an old friend returning. Spiritual awakening only comes when you are mature enough to receive it. This is the sign that your flame is ready to burn brighter, and that light is not only for you, but for every life you will touch. If you hear this now and something in your heart stirs, I invite you to try something simple. The next time you wake between 3 and 5, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and allow your mind to notice the very first thing that appears. Don't judge it. Don't rush to understand. Write it down and let time reveal its meaning. You may be surprised how those small pieces lead you to a greater truth. In every moment of awakening, Aries, you are being guided. The universe has not led you into darkness. It is gently holding your hand through it, so you may see a new light, a light rising from within yourself. And as the doorway of spirit begins to open, as your intuition starts to shine across your path, you will realize a turning point is waiting ahead. A crossroads of destiny where you must choose and where you'll know the time for delay is over. In every life, there comes a decisive moment. A thin line between the old and the new, between staying in what feels familiar or daring to step into a path unknown. For Aries, these moments rarely give warning. Yet they always seem to arrive right when your soul most needs a shift. And sometimes they show up in the simplest way, waking suddenly in the night between 3 and 5 a.m. That is no accident. It is the knock of the universe urging you to choose. You can remain in a job that has long run dry of joy, in a relationship that is nothing more than habit, in a life that has become a cage for your soul. Or you can listen to your own calling, release those burdens, and begin a new journey. The universe never waits too long. If it has been waking you again and again in the night, it is reminding you the time to decide has come. In Buddhist wisdom, there is a truth both simple and sharp: life is impermanent. The tighter we cling, the deeper we suffer. Only in letting go do we find freedom. Look at yourself honestly, Aries. How many nights have you awakened in the dark, an emptiness in your chest, only to whisper to yourself, "Tomorrow will be different," while tomorrow repeats the same as yesterday? How many times have you told yourself, "I'm fine," while your heart still bleeds over a truth you refuse to face? Waking at this sacred hour is the universe saying, "You've delayed long enough. It's time to choose." Safety is only an illusion if it leaves your soul withering. The real path may be harder, but it is the only one that lets the Aries fire burn true to its nature. Let me ask you one question, and answer it with complete honesty to yourself. How many more times will you wake in lonely silence before you admit that it's you who are locking yourself in a loop with no exit? How many times will you keep pretending to be happy, while deep inside you know you're losing yourself? This is the time to look into your soul. Don't fear writing it down. Don't fear admitting it. Try leaving one line in the comments. What in your life is holding you back? Because sometimes the simple act of speaking it aloud even once is the very first step toward freedom. And remember, you are not alone. Thousands listening right now are on the same journey, trying to find their way back to truth. In moments like this, I want you to remember Aries was never born to run. You were born to step forward. The fire within you will not accept confinement. It demands honesty. It demands that you burn away what is old and heavy so you can be reborn into your strongest self. And even now, as you sit here listening, a part of you already knows you cannot delay forever. Change has never been easy. It may make you tremble. It may force you to walk through a thick fog. But in that very fog, you will discover a new light. Sometimes you don't need to see the whole path. Sometimes one single step is enough. One step is all it takes to break the loop you've been stuck in for years. And if you still hesitate, let the universe answer for you. It has already sent the signals. It has already awakened you many times. Now the only question left is, will you be brave enough to listen? Aries, remember this. Every awakening in the middle of the night is an opportunity to choose your life again. Don't let that chance pass you by one more time, but to truly walk forward. Courage alone is not enough. You must also face what is within, because before the new path can open, you must turn back and meet your own unhealed wounds, the ones that whisper to you every night. There are wounds that never show on the skin, yet they linger in the heart for years, quietly burning. Aries is often so strong that the world believes you can never fall. But because of that, the silent pain, the memories never spoken aloud, sink even deeper and are harder to heal. And sometimes, the reason you wake between 3 and 5 a.m. is not some mystery outside of you, but a knocking from within, your soul calling for attention, the memories you've buried refusing to stay asleep any longer. In Buddhist teaching, the path of healing is never about forgetting. It is an invitation to return, to face the pain, and even to smile at it. Like walking into a dark room, instead of pretending the darkness isn't there, you light a small candle and suddenly every corner is revealed. Pain is the same. The more you avoid it, the more it clings. The more you hide it, the more it grows in silence. Only when you accept it, when you place your hand on your heart and whisper, "I see you, I acknowledge you," can that pain begin to melt away, making space for peace. Aries, how many times have you stood before a mirror, forcing a strong smile, only to let the tears fall the moment you turn away? How many times have you played the brave one in front of everyone, but collapsed quietly when night returned? The universe wakes you in those fragile hours not to frighten you, but to let you know it is time to let go. Let go of what no longer belongs to you. Let go of the memories that no longer feed you, and let go of the mask that pretends you are fine. You may ask, what does letting go really mean? It does not mean erasing. It does not mean denying. Letting go means allowing the past to finally rest. It means stopping the grip on your wounds as if they define who you are. It means giving yourself permission to live, to love, to shine, even with scars. That is true strength. In the moment you open your heart and accept, the very things that once broke you will become the wings that lift you higher. For pain, once understood and released, transforms into wisdom, into compassion, into light that guides not only you but others as well. No one lives a life untouched by hurt, but only those who dare to heal can turn their scars into proof of courage. So right now, I invite you, close your eyes and remember an old wound. Don't run from it. Don't force yourself to erase it. Look at it as you would an old friend. Say to it, "Thank you for teaching me to grow. Thank you for showing me what loss feels like so I could learn to treasure what remains." And when you do, you may feel some of the heaviness in your chest finally lift. If you've ever lived through a moment like this, I want to invite you to share in the comments. Your story, no matter how short, could become medicine for someone who is lost. Sometimes just hearing that another soul has hurt like they do gives a person the courage to keep going. And perhaps in sharing, you will feel your own heart soften too. Aries, trust that the universe never wakes you without a reason. It chooses the quietest hour when all outside sounds have faded, so you can finally hear what rises from within. Because only when pain is acknowledged and accepted does healing begin. And when healing comes, you'll start noticing the subtle signals around you, a number that repeats, a song that plays at the perfect time, a dream that won't let go. These things are not random. They are the language of the universe. And only when your soul is lighter, only then will you be calm enough to hear them. And when the pain has been faced, when your heart no longer runs away, Aries begins to step into a higher awareness, where every dream, every number, every midnight silence becomes a whisper from the universe, a hidden message waiting for you to understand. In the stillness of the night sky, when the clock strikes between 3 and 5 a.m., the world seems to pause. This is the hour of purity, when the energy of the universe is so clear that every unseen connection becomes sharper than ever. And if Aries wakes at this time, it is not a random dream. It is an invitation to touch the deepest part of your intuition and to listen to the whispers of the universe. You've seen the signs. You felt the messages, a number repeating, a dream returning, a song playing at the exact moment your heart needed it. But all of these signals, as beautiful as they are, they remain only a doorway, and that doorway will not open by itself. It needs you. Only your action is the key that turns the hinge, moving you into another reality. In Buddhist wisdom, there is a simple truth. Knowing is not enough. Believing is not enough. You must act. Your heart may race with wonder at a divine message, but if you never step forward, it fades like a passing breeze. The universe may send 1,000 signals, but only your steps can turn them into reality. Aries, you are the fire at the front of the zodiac, and that fire was never born to stand still. It must be lit by movement, by bold decisions. You've seen the sign, you've heard the call. So what are you waiting for to finally live true to yourself? How many times have you told yourself, "Tomorrow I'll begin," and then tomorrow comes and you fall back into the same old pattern? Tonight, if you are hearing these words, let this be your beginning. Do one small thing this week that you've been putting off. Maybe it's a phone call you've avoided. Maybe it's a page you left unwritten. Maybe it's a decision your heart has carried for years but you've never spoken aloud. Whatever it is, as long as it's true to you, I invite you to write it in the comments. What will you do this week? Sometimes, the act of writing it down is already the first step. And you never know, your words might inspire someone else who feels lost to finally take their step too. In that shared energy, we don't just heal ourselves, we light the fire in others as well. Remember, you don't need to change everything in a single day. A small seed planted today can grow into a great forest tomorrow. Action doesn't have to be grand, it just has to be honest. Every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to the person you truly want to become. Life does not wait. The signals will not be sent forever, and your heart cannot keep knocking without being heard. So ask yourself right now, what action do I need to take to free myself from this loop? That may be the most important question you'll ever ask. Awakening is not about sitting still and understanding. Awakening only becomes real when you rise and move. When you do, the visions you once saw in dreams will take shape in your life. And the Aries flame will rise not only to light your own way, but to guide others who need your fire. And in the end, the most important thing is not how many signals the universe has sent, but whether you have the courage to become the highest version of yourself. There are souls born to follow, to seek safety in the crowd, but there are also souls created to walk ahead, to open the way, to carry the flame of life that lights the path for others. Aries belongs to the second. You were not born to live an ordinary life. You were born to burn bright, to lead, to turn your own wounds into strength, and to shine light for those still wandering in the dark. When you wake between 3 and 5 a.m., it is not just biology. It is a sacred invitation from the universe, like a secret ticket handed to you, opening a journey that few are ever given. A journey not to make you into someone else, but to bring you home to the highest version of yourself. Aries, ask yourself, how many times have you held yourself back just to please others? How many times have you stayed silent, hiding truth in your heart, afraid to lose fragile safety? How many times have you acted against your real desires, only to feel empty and lost when night returned? The universe wakes you in this sacred hour to remind you, you were not made to play an ordinary role in someone else's story. You were born to write your own. In Buddhist wisdom, to live true is to live in harmony with the pure nature of your heart. When you force yourself into the molds of others, you lose your freedom. When you return to yourself, you find peace. That is why awakening and living true are one and the same. And for Aries, this is even clearer, because within you burns a flame. The universe does not wake a candle. It wakes a fire strong enough to light the sky. You are not just a lonely figure waking in the night. You are a flame lifted by the universe to love, to live, to shine exactly as you were meant to. The loneliness you feel is not emptiness. It is the silence needed so you can hear the voice of your soul. And when you hear it, you know the time for delay is over. I want you to know this. The scars on your heart are not a burden. They are proof that you have lived, you have loved, you have fallen, and you have risen again. They are fuel for the fire inside you. And when you dare to live true to your sacred self, those scars become strength, compassion, and inspiration to lift others. Imagine a world where every Aries lives true. A world where no one hides their pain, where each person uses their light to guide the next. This is not just your personal journey. It is a collective one where every brave soul contributes to the healing of humanity. If you hear these words today, take it as a sign the universe is reminding you the time has come to live true. Don't wait for a perfect day. Don't wait until you feel ready. Begin now, even with just one small step. Write down a dream you've hidden. Speak a truth you've kept inside. Take one step toward the person you were always meant to be. Aries, you are fire, and fire was never meant to be hidden. It was born to warm, to guide, to give life to those trembling in the dark. Remember this: when you live true to your sacred self, you not only set yourself free, you give countless others permission to do the same. That is the greatest gift you can bring to the world. Thank you for spending this time here. Every story, every moment you've shared is part of a greater journey of healing. And I wish you a brave Aries peace within your heart and the guiding light to walk every path ahead.